Hey, good morning, Wednesday, the 27th. I haven't looked at crypto markets, not on YouTube anyway, for a very long time. So it's about time I did. As you know, I'm pretty much a bear of crypto. So if you're not, I'd really like to hear your comments in the comments box. Talk me round, tell me why I should be long. I don't actually have a position in crypto, but I do advise a crypto fund, and I have been advising on the short side. Right. Let's get on with the analysis. The Bitcoin has been trending lower. Let's just sort of identify the trend in the short term. Nice little bounce back at the moment, but we seem to be losing momentum, as you can see. Every time we try to push higher, it fails. So we're now way below the 500-day moving average, the green line. We are unable to break back above the 100-day moving average, which is the blue line. So we really are starting to turn down. We've got a little bit of a trend line support down here around the $37,000 area. I don't really see that holding. We really got to get up through 41, 42,000 for me to turn more bullish. And even then, 45, 47, we're going to struggle. But for now, 41, 42,000 is a resistance level that just keeps holding. We tried to peek our nose up through there and got up to 43,000, but quickly pulled back. And it just seems that the bears do have more control of this market than the bulls do. So let's have a look at the weekly chart as well. Could be headed towards the 100-week moving average, which is down there at around 35,800, let's call it. It's creeping up week by week, but we're headed towards 36,000. That's going to be, for me, that's the absolute key to everything, the 100-week moving average. We haven't traded below there for a very long time. So that's the test. I think we will test it. When we look at shorter term charts, like the 4-hour chart, we can see that the moving averages, well, the price is trading below all the moving averages that I use, the 50, the 100, the 200, the 500 on the 4-hour chart. So that certainly isn't positive. When we try to bounce, we hit resistance. We fall at any, the first hurdle really in Bitcoin. So I do think that we're going lower. If you think that we're going to bottom out soon, please tell me. I want to hear your comments. We'll move on to which, if anything, looks even more negative in the short term, certainly on the 4-hour chart. I could put a little trend line on there just to give us some an obvious look at what the short-term trend is. This is only a month-long trend, fair enough. We'll have a look at slightly longer term. There's your fib levels. Anyway, if we were to bounce to sort of 69.40, then we've got, well, I'm going to call that, what's this low down here? 68.00 up to 70.00 is certainly resistance around that 23.6% fib, and then there's a big resistance if we were to shoot up around sort of 73.00, 74.00 from moving averages and trend lines and Fibonacci levels on the 4-hour chart. Let's have a look at the daily chart. Daily chart is one hell of a mess actually, and I've probably got too many trend lines on there as it is, but you can see we've broken lower. The previous April low was down there at, where was it? 68.00. We're headed towards the late Feb low, which is around 62. All the moving averages, well, they're starting to turn a little bit negative, and we could not get back up through those at the beginning of April, so that looks pretty messy to me. Getting a little bit oversold on the slow stochastic, so you bulls might argue that we're about to form a bit of a bottom, but I don't see it myself. I'm more concerned when I look at the weekly chart that the 100-week moving average has been broken. We're trading below it. Yes, we did break it earlier in the month. We didn't close any of those 3 weeks below the 100-week moving average, so maybe that's going to happen again. The bulls will argue with me and say, this is just a short-term buying opportunity as we test the 100-week moving average. But personally, I think that this is a little bit more serious and it will lead to further declines for Ripple. Ethereum is the stronger of the three, always has been, but I could even argue that this is a head and shoulders pattern. I won't, because it's too big in the context of the whole chart. But anyway, so it's a bit stronger. Just looking at that chart alone, I could argue this is a pullback in a bull trend, a rather odd-looking bull trend, but I could argue that nonetheless. And this is something for bulls to argue. 500-week moving average, the green line there at around 27.5 is holding. We've bounced off nicely today. We kind of kissed it, got close to it at least. We're back above that trend line, which I'll need to scrunch the chart up to show you which trend line that is. There we go. That goes back to 2020, Q4 2020. Now, we dropped below there a few times, but we always managed to recover. So we're at a pretty crucial area right now for Ethereum, and we've got some fib support there in the low sort of 28 area as well. There is a lot of support. It really needs to hold And as I say, Ethereum does tend to be the stronger of the three. So there is some hope there for the bulls, but we need to get back above the 100-day moving average, which is around 29.00. Then I would feel a little bit more confident. Short-term charts don't look that good, but there's not that much information on there for me to share with you. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Going to hope that for the bulls, Ethereum holds the 500-day moving average and drags the other currencies up with it. But we start breaking below sort of 27.00, 26.50. This is going to really look quite nasty. And I can tell you that on the weekly chart, the 100-week moving average is around the sort of 2100 area. And I think we could fall to there quite quickly if we start trading below 27.00, 26.50. We'll see over the days and weeks to come. Please do share and subscribe, and please do argue your side of this analysis in the comments box. Thanks very much.